Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Spikelings. It's me, MTGO, MTGO's #1 brewer and life total controller, Aspiring Spike. Welcome to my Shark Typhoon. You know, Spikelings often ask, Spike, you're so handsome and cool and good at magic. How can I be more like you? And I always answer the same way. How dare you speak to me? Well, today I'm changing that answer. Now it's watch my Twitch stream and remember to smash that like button, crush the follow, ding the bell, buy stuff from Sponsor Space Office. Best cold open ever, Chess. Thank you. Okay, so this is one of the decks I was talking about having prepped yesterday. This is kind of a evolution of like the 8 Blast, Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast deck we've been working on, taking a lot of inspiration from MTGO user Hayashi. Let me actually pull up Hayashi's list. I don't think I have my old. I think that I was changing like the file from the 8 Blast list I was working on in the past. There's like a deck guide for CFB and stuff. But I was working on a mono red aggro deck with Asmo and Gia per Aether Grid. And you played the 4 Galvanic Blast, 4 Shrapnel Blast as a way to close out games. And you also played Academy Manufactor. So you could put a lot of artifacts in play for your Gear per Aether Grid. So I thought that deck was pretty cool, pretty solid. But I wanted to try a more low to the ground version that's getting to play Experimental Synthesizer as both an artifact that enables your Shrapnel Blast to have an artifact to sack, enables Metalcraft for Galvanic Blast, grows Urza Saga. But the issue I found was like playing Experimental Synthesizer in a deck with Oval Chase Daredevil was really bad. And I also found that like all the cookbooks and Daredevils like didn't like super cohesively work with the burn game plan. And so Mim Hayashi recently posted this list. I know he's been working on a few different versions, but he was playing Bomat Courier in his kind of normal M. Hayashi style deck, but it was also playing like a lot of more traditional mono red burn spells with like the Lightning Bolt, Galvanic Blast, Searing Blaze. I'm sure he's done a lot of different versions since then. His kind of like signature 4 main deck Relic, signature 4 main deck Pyrite Spellbombs. But I've kind of I've made a decent number of changes. I'm playing Channeler over Swiftspear, which I think is good. I think Channeler plays really well with Synthesizer light at the stage. I think the card's really strong in general. Good aggressive card. I do really like Bomat Courier. I think Bomat Courier is kind of the card that ties the whole room together. I was working on this. I was working on the deck for a while, and it just always felt like I was missing both another good aggressive creature to replace Asmo in the archetype. Like, I really liked the 16 cheap red creatures here. Oh, I don't think Hayashi was playing Epicure. Maybe he was. But I think Epicure is really important in these artifact bird decks too. But I think Bomat is perfect, where this card is like actually a powerful card advantage engine when your curve is so low. Helps with Delirium for Dragon Rage's Channeler. Helps with your artifact count. Is tutorable off Urza Saga. I think this is exactly what the archetype needed. Having considered playing 4 Dins. So I wanted to have 5 mountains to fetch with my Scalding Tarns. I'm playing Scalding Tarns to enable Delirium for Dragon Rage's Channeler. I kind of feel like 4 fetches is the bare minimum to do that, or like that I want to, so I want to have the 5 fetchable mountains. So I think you can cut the 4th Din. But you could also play the 4th Din and like cut the 4th Scalding Tarn or 5th mountain, and it would be fine. Okay, that's the deck. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it off stream. It's felt very strong so far. Very consistent, just very low to the ground curve, lots of powerful cards, very cohesive aggro plan. Pretty excited about it. Would Reinforce Ronin? Yeah, so this is kind of the thing with like, I think Reinforce Ronin is like completely unplayable. I think that card is awful. Professor the 4 months, appreciate you. I would play Monastery Swiftspear over it. I just like truly despise Reinforced Ronin. 3 copies of Urza Saga. It's kind of a lot of Urza Sagas. I can maybe connive one away. I think I'll keep this hand on the play. This hand is also going to be able to get Metalcraft for my double Galvanic Blast. Yeah, the card does have 3 arms. Maybe I need to reconsider. Yeah, this is a stream where I do read all the cards for people.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Yeah, Blood Token. Maybe I didn't see Blood Token. This is our Ulapog opponent. They said they don't have Ulapog this time, but I do. Okay, playing against Tron. We're on the play with a, you know, generally aggressive red burn deck, so I gotta feel okay about our spot. I think I am going to sack a blood token, discard an Urza Saga, and see if I draw another red aggressive creature, which I have a lot in the deck. Although, happy enough to use my mana to Lightning Bolt my opponent. Filled the 9 months for shit. It seems Rin and 6 will race your board. Yeah, that card's pretty good, huh? That Rin and 6 card's pretty good. Okay. Is Red Black Anvil so competitive in Modern? I haven't played it in a long time. It's definitely on my list of decks to circle back to. This week I kind of like... So this is kind of what I've been doing a lot lately, where... you know, it's been a long time since a set release. It's going to be a long time since until another set is released. And... it is just, you know, harder to brew at the moment now. And so I've been, like, you know, kind of mentally checking older lists that I want to circle back to during the week, maybe with some updates, maybe without. But this week has actually been, like the most successful, I think, weeks for brew in recent memory. We had the Boros Lumimancer deck on Monday. Hold on, I'm trying to think if I want to... I think I need to... make a Saga token for the Metalcraft on the Galvanic Blasts. Sorry, I lost my train of thought again, like I always do. But yeah, we had the Boros Lumimancer deck, we had the Jund Collected Company of Fulminators. Both those decks have done really well. And this is also a deck that's been performing really well in testing, so... I'm pretty proud of this week. I'm pretty proud of having, like, 3 new, fresh, exciting brews in, like, you know, this late into the season on just a random week. But, you know, it's likely next week that we end up circling back to Mono Black, we end up circling back to Red Black Anvil, maybe a couple different lists. Especially because I have 2 tournaments this weekend, so I'm going to have less time to play test. Yeah, are those actually brews, though? Feel like, again, think of the 9 months. Ooh. Well, Wormcoil's going to be tough to beat. So I think I'm not making a Saga token. I'm going to grab Springleaf Drum. I'm definitely going to have to block and kill my own creature here. I wish that I was... excuse me. I wish that I had a Metalcraft. Maybe I could have played a little differently. I do have Delirium now, though. I do have Delirium. We're going to certainly need our opponent to not have much on the backswing, but I guess the problem is my opponent can just get Blast Zone, huh? Deck Tech for turn pack. You post a link in chat, I can take a look. Yeah, this deck really could use Great Furnace. Alright, I think I might concede to a Blast Zone, try to win games 2-3. But they get an Urza's Tower instead, so let's play it out. Probably not beating an Ugin. Yeah, let's just go to game. Game 2. Why not play the second stage? Second stage. Do you mean... Oh, second light at the stage? I was holding up red mana to block Wormcoil and blast my own creatures to stop my opponent from gaining 6 life. So I'm going to bring in the 2 Alpine Moons, the Needle. Could bring in Void Mirror. I think I'm not going to. Then I'm cutting the Pyrite Spellbomb. I also think that some number of Shattering Sprees is interesting, but maybe not necessary. Maybe not necessary. Still, of course, figuring out sideboard plans. A lot of times I've been trimming like the 4th Epicure, 4th light up the stage. I feel like this is fine. And I think that I just kind of want to maintain my density of burn spells in this matchup. I don't think I actually want Shattering Sprees. Yeah, Spree on the draw hitting map is fine, but we also have like Needle and Alpine Moon to keep them off Tron, and I do think we can win a decent number of games with our burn plan, and we don't necessarily need to be trying to like Shattering Spree Expedition map. Why no Darksteel Citadel? I think that with 4 copies of Urza Saga, Darksteel Citadel is too many colorless sources. You know, this deck is surprisingly color intensive. Almost all your spells cost a color. And Urza Saga, you know, getting Springleaf Drum sometimes kind of sort of acts like a let's keep this on the play. Kind of sort of acts like a colored source too. I don't think it matters too much what we lead on. I think I will lead on the Channeler though. Yeah, turns are just for Delirium. Relatively free to play. Okay. So I'm definitely going to cast the Bomat off the Urza Saga. And I think I'm just going to play another Channeler, hit my opponent for 2. You get extra card if you lead off Bomat. I don't think the card on Bomat is going to be super relevant, although I guess it's the same amount of damage. No. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to play Saga on turn 1, I think. And I would need to be able to tap the Saga to cast Bomat. I need to play a red spell on turn 1. So if I draw a red source, I can go Epicure into light up the stage. I don't successfully do so. So I think I'm just going to hit my opponent for 3, then cast light up the stage. Okay, deck tech for Turnpike. Went down to 15. So we're going to have Artifact, Land, Sorcery in the yard for next turn, so we're really likely to have Delirium. There's Instant, so for sure Delirium for next turn. Shrapnel Blast is interesting. I think off the light of the stage, I probably shouldn't keep it. Kind of wanting to find a red source here. Don't find a red source after 4 looks. Unfortunate for us. So we just have to play the Urza Saga and pass. We do get a red source off the Springleaf Drum for next turn, and then Epicure will give us Metalcraft for Galvanic Blast. But we'll see what the damage is. Okay, 4-color Vanifar in Pioneer. This has been a rough series of deck techs, chat. This is like I think like the 6th deck tech in a row or something, or close to 6 in a row. That's like 80 card Yorion tutor toolbox deck. These are really tough to do. Not that I'm not gonna give it a go, but please have some mercy. I feel like the list looks generally pretty good. I'm gonna assume Chasm Guide is Haste Enabler here. Okay, Karn is interesting. I guess just Karn for Tritosphere, huh? That's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be good enough. Maybe we can squeak through though, because we do get Delirium on our Channelers. We get to kill Karn. So if they could stumble next turn, we get to hit them with the Channelers again. We could win. You attack with 8 3/2s as the combo. Okay, so Prime Speaker, 2-drop into Rowley or Extraction Specialist, get back Corridor Monitor, untap Prime Speaker, sack Corridor Monitor, do it a bunch of times, then get Chasm Guide, attack with the 8 3/2s. I guess what I like about that is that, you know, playing Renegade Rally or Extraction Specialist is going to generally improve your deck's card quality. The only, like, kind of dopey draft chaff in the deck is, like, 1 Corridor Monitor, 1 Chasm Guide. I may be interested in a second copy of Corridor Monitor in the deck, because it does seem so, like, integral to your deck's construction. Like, if, you know, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if your opponent exiles your Corridor Monitor, then your deck's much, much worse. I think the second copy would actually go a long way. My opponent gets Relic of Progenitus. I can potentially go for a Needle on Relic, but I guess they just have to main phase pop it, which is also fine here. The main phase sacrificing, since I'm just going to be able to get Delirium anyways. They probably need to Needle Urza Saga. See, 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to attack my opponent here. Gonna float colorless mana because I obviously can't activate Urza Saga anymore. Not that I was necessarily planning on doing so. I am going to grab Springleaf Drum. And then we're going to make an Epicure as our drum tapper. We're going to do that post-combat after we have... Well... I guess I should just bolt the Karn, because I need to kill the Karn anyways. Probably better to attack it like this. Graveyard. Karn down. Attack my opponent for 7. Put them down to 7. I do have an active Galvanic Blast that I can use, or I can use this extra mana for Voldaren Epicure, which is maybe worse against specifically Oblivion Stone. Yeah. It should just be best here to blast them, because then I get 2 surveils. I get 2 surveils towards a Lightning Bolt or Galvanic Blast or Shrapnel Blast. Although Shrapnel Blast doesn't beat Oblivion Stone. Yeah, I would be interested in here, I think, in cutting the 4th Spiritual Companion for another quarter monitor. Besides that, I feel like the list looks generally really good. You could potentially put the Toski in the sideboard. You could potentially consider playing the... you could consider playing the... What's that card called? Deputy of Detention over Skyclave Apparition. But Skyclave is probably better in Pioneer. Take a look at the sideboard. That's a lot of Scavenging Oozes for Ooze, I think, generally being kind of underwhelming. I like the Cerulean Drakes. I'm not sure about these Outland Liberators. If you're looking at this sideboard, what I imagine that you're telling me with this sideboard here is that okay, this is lethal. 4 down to 3, dash Ragavan, kill ya. What I see when I look at this sideboard is you telling me that your mono green matchup is really good because you have no sideboard cards for mono green unless you feel like Skyclave is like the answer to that matchup. So if you feel like the mono green matchup is really good, this is fine. Otherwise, I feel like you need to figure out a plan for the matchup, although I admittedly don't really know what the best plan would be. Oh, I guess just Bomat Courier plus Epicure was lethal too. Looks like we're going to get game 2. Yeah, I would probably just be playing 1 Ooze in the 75. Maybe playing more Selfless Saviors in the sideboard for the red matchups. I mean, these sideboards are always so hard to build with these Yorion toolbox decks. It's just a nightmare every single time. Yeah, we could play Shattering Spree on the draw. I think I'm going to play 1 over the 3rd light up the stage. Seismic, 15 months, appreciate you. Yeah, Ragavan got a lot of synergy here. Yeah. I don't know, this is tough. Okay, I will say this. I kind of hate Skylasher. Like, I think Skylasher is, like, I don't really get it. People keep playing this card in the, in their modern deck, or in their Pioneer decks. I'm assuming, I guess it's for Mono Blue Spirits. Because I don't think it's very good against the Izzet decks, because they just have infinite shocks, you know? But I guess if this is for Mono Blue Spirits, that's probably fine. At least the first copy. Bring in Voidmere since they didn't fetch for Forest. Yeah, Voidmere is just so swingy, especially on the draw, you know. But it does take a mulligan to 6 here. But Urza's Power Plant, Chromatic Star, definitely not a good Shattering Spree target. So I will be leading on a Ragavan, I think off of a basic mountain. Mono green plays it because it auto loses the spirits. Yeah, that would make sense. I don't know how your spirits matchup is here. It's probably not that good because spirits is like maybe the best deck in Pioneer. I don't know. This looks like Game Hayashi Special. Yeah, definitely. Like we talked about this in the deck tech, but like Hayashi playing Bomat in the list he posted recently was definitely like the missing piece of the puzzle here for me. Because we were playing the mono red 8 blast grid deck for a while. That was more mid rangey. I thought it was fine playing Manufactor, but I really wanted to play Experimental Synthesizer. Oh man, I can't cast this yet. I really wanted to play Experimental Synthesizer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna play Channeler light up the stage here. But sorry, in that list I really wanted to play Synthesizer. Synthesizer is just like you can't play it in Asmo Daredevil package at all. And so I was like for the longest time kind of stumped on what card was going to be what creature was going to be replacing replacing the Asmos with the deck because I really wanted another 1-mana creature, and I saw Hayashi post the Bomats, and I was like, yes, this is perfect. Okay, so we have a Galvanic Blast on top. We're not super likely to have Metalcraft for next turn because we sacked our treasure, but I am happy to have another Dragon Rage's Channeler in play. They have a Blast Zone, though, but if they can't sack the Blast Zone this turn... Wait, did they sack Chromatic Star end of turn? No, you're supposed to sack that on your turn because you might need the green mana. Okay. Let's just start off with an attack for 8. And I have... If I can get Metalcraft, it's maybe not over literally this turn, but it's going to be effectively over. Ooh, Chromatic Star. Okay, I think I need to hit a land off Synthesizer, then I can Metalcraft. Miss on the first two. Definitely don't want 1-drops into the Blast Zone. Hit a 1-drop off the Blast Zone. So I play this Chromatic Sphere. I think I play the Chromatic Sphere looking for a land. Surely I'll find one after all these looks. I do find one. But I'm still not getting to Galvanic Blast. I think I have to... I want to use this blast right now. Both to surveil and to... Because I lose it if I don't use it. And then the question is, am I going to do anything with my mana? Am I going to like blast them in response? I don't think so because I don't want to draw the bolts. I'll just cast the Bomat because I'm going to lose it otherwise. Absolutely force them to Blast Zone. And then I'm drawing Lightning Bolt. So I'm not killing them this turn, but I'll be able to go Lightning Bolt and then Springleaf Drum, Shrapnel Blast. There's not very much they can do about that, but there's probably a few different things. Oh no! The Synthesizer dying makes me lose the Bolt. Fuck, okay. Alright, then... I think I'm going to play Springleaf Drum now to play around both Chalice on 1 and Trinisphere. Because if they Trinisphere, I could go Galvanic Blast, untap Shrapnel Blast. And if they Chalice on 1, I can Blast, untap Shrapnel Blast. And if they kill those Springleaf Drum, I can sack the Blast in response. Okay, they find Tron off the Chromatic Star. They have 6 mana left. Is my finger okay? I had a incident yesterday where when we were dog sitting yesterday. One of the dogs is pretty big, and then when we were passing the dogs back to our friend's brother. Esther had it on the leash, and I didn't realize it was one of those leashes that you had to like lock in, and so we opened the door and he took off, and then I grabbed the leash and I got a pretty. Oh man. I got a pretty gnarly, like, friction burn, and I lost some skin. Man. That is exactly what they needed to do here. Urza Saga's a reasonable pickup. I don't think I'm going to Jegantha. Yeah, good play by opponent. I think those leashes are really bad. I've had them in the past. Do not recommend either. Okay, can't sack the Urza Saga. Could Shrapnel Blast now, but then I lose the chance to ever Metalcraft these. Plus, putting Jegantha in the hand is interesting because of the Karn plus. But I feel like I just need to keep my mana up. What kind of dog? It's like a lab husky mix. Bigger than Athena, even. Okay, we have Shattering Spree for that, but I guess not after they plus. Yeah, I just need to keep all the burn in my hand. 2 cards in opponent's hand. So if I draw, one awkward thing here is if I end up drawing a Lightning Bolt or Galvanic Blast. Or it has to be exactly Lightning Bolt. I could win if I cast a Galvanic Blast now, but I lose one of the cards to Karn if I don't. You think I Shrapnel Blast now? Yeah, I guess that actually makes the most sense. Because I can still get Metacraft off the Saga. Easy, baby. So anyways, I started blasting. Yeah, you also have the Jegantha option. Critical Wellspring broken deck. I think it's too slow. Just a lot of like 2 mana. 2 mana sack to Shrapnel Blast later. It's just not good use of your mana. Alright, 1-0 on the day. Yeah, let's do it. Anyways, I started blasting. How do you guys feel like keeping this in the draw? I think I'm going to keep it on the draw. I'm feeling kind of lucky. We've got Ragavan and Light of the Stage. Oh, we're just in the Tron bracket, I guess. Just in the Tron bracket. Mr. Shays, look at the 3 months. Appreciate you. Oh, don't chalice me. Fuck. Dude, I'm so weak to chalice. We have Shattering Sprees on the board, though. It finally happened. Do you feel like the Tron player misplayed it all? The Tron player, huh? First chatter. First chat. The Tron player. Couldn't be you, could it? There was GG's if that was you. There was maybe one thing. I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't think you played like super particularly bad or anything. I'm trying to remember the... Oh yeah, the big thing was like cracking the Chromatic Star on end of turn instead of like on your turn, and like losing the ability to like get green mana from it. Like there's basically no reason, I think, to crack it on my instep. Have Tron lists been main decking more Chalice? Now this is either the Prison deck or the Eldrazi Tron deck, which has been main decking Chalice. Finally happened though. We've been playing a lot of decks weak to Chalice and got Chalice, huh? I could top Stirrings or something. Yeah, there's just like really no way. Yeah, it is you. yeah, there's like, I feel like almost no reason to ever like crack the Star or Sphere on instep. David, 12 months, appreciate you. Unless you have like, there's like no, I don't think there was any like green instant that you were casting there. Like Nature's Claim wasn't live, I think. There's a Tron Prison deck. Yeah, I think that's what we're playing against right now. It plays like Ensnaring Bridge, Spell Skites, Mystic Forge, those cards. And I'm hoping to win with some old-fashioned Urza Saga beatdowns. They also play Serum Powder. Why do people put this card in their deck? I just... No! No! Fuck! No! I was yielded till end of turn. Okay, that's what I get for trash-talking Serum Powder. Lord of the 9 months, appreciate you. I was yielded till end of turn. Oh, go to game 2. Yeah, just concede. That's what I get for trash talking. Serum Powder. So bringing in 4 Shattering Sprees, a Pithing Needle, and 2 Alpine Moons. I may have to cut... Let me cut the Lightning Bolts. I'm interested in cutting 1 mana spells. Cut the Pyrite Spellbomb. Cut like Bomat 4. Epicure number 4. Serum Powder's also been Prison Tron? I don't know. Is it just because, like... I don't know. You just need to mulligan the Tron that aggressively in your colorless? Is that the idea? Because it's just so miserable to draw. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should be playing Void Mirrors. Okay, we have a ton of cyber cards in the matchup. I don't think I need to be cutting Shrapnel Blast. I'm just kind of like sideboarding real quick. They'll just turn on the blasts. Shenanigans over Spree specifically because I'm playing Bomat. Shenanigans over Spree, specifically because I'm playing Bomat. So you can like discard Shenanigans for value. I mean, Spree is just like so much more powerful than Shenanigans, you know? It is like usually the reason why I like to not play Shenanigans. It's just power level wise, card is pretty weak. I'm gonna think bleed on Drum in case my opponent has Dismember. I'll be able to tap the Drum for mana next turn. Bring the Standing Desk down too. I am going to cast a Synthesizer here. Shattering Spree against Chalice 1 sounds bad. Chalice 1 does not counter replicated copies. So you have to do X equals 2, but X equals 2 does... Chalice only counters the original copy. Where to get the shirt? I think this was the first shirt Esther ever bought me. She maybe bought it at like a Galveston gift shop or something. But it is definitely the first shirt Esther ever bought me. Is Legend of Sage good here? I don't think we're so weak to Chalice. I don't think you can cut any non 1 drops. Yes, you can also Flusterstorm through a Chalice. Eureka, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you. So let me go Blood Token away, Synthesizer into the Chalice on 1 here. And then just attack for 2. It's either that or I could also put Jegantha in my hands. Is that worth the damage? I think probably not, since I'm like way more likely to just want to activate Saga tokens. Could get my what's the card? The 2 mana Pithing Needle. No, just a Serum Powder. And there's a Chalice, or Shattering Spree rather. I can Shattering Spree X equals 3. So I would have to put 2 copies of the Chalice to kill it. Yeah, Spyglass, thank you. I think I should. You'd save for bridge? Well, I don't think that would be a horrible decision either. This is gonna be a Metal Craft. I have to put all the both targets here at the Chalice, or again. Will I be taking Chican Syracuse? No. I don't know when that is, but I've got a bunch of local tournaments, and I know I'm not made of money, and traveling to like New York for the SCG events just isn't worth it for me at the moment. And is unlikely to be worth it in the foreseeable future. Good Nike to sponsor me. I'll travel to SCG Syracuse if SCG rehires their writing staff. That's a standing offer. Well, you were right about the bridge, huh? I can't even attack with my DRC. I think I'll make 1 token. Do I Needle Inventor's Fair? Needle Karn the Great Creator? I'm gonna Needle Karn the Great Creator. Inventors for life gain, definitely a problem for me here though. They've got their own copy of Urza Saga. The last card is castable. But it is Karn the Great Creator. Although Karn's like static ability is really obnoxious. In fact, I think I have to kill it. Sacking the Synthesizer here. Can't keep a 1-drop on top into a Chalice. Okay, now I can Shattering Spree. But Shattering Spree is only going to be able to... It's only going to be able to get rid of the Welding Jar effectively because the first copy gets countered. So I'll just make them use the Welding Jar. And then I have hopefully I have 2 more. I guess if the Shattering Sprees are underneath the Bomat, I'll find out. How do you get past bridge? Well, we've got more Shattering Sprees in the deck. We have more burn in the deck. But that would be how. If only we could attack, because this is tapped now. Dismember on top. Oh no. I don't know. We'll see how big the deal this is, but they should be able to kill my. They should kill my Bomat, I think. They can also make an Urza Saga token. So now, if I am able to kill the bridge, they're gonna have a big. Get to do a little bit of digging. Oh no, this was. Oh, they cast that on their turn, sorry. I guess I'll keep it Urza Saga. Definitely, like, I think slightly above average. Okay, we'll keep both Urza Sagas. Could you wait a turn to go more Company Spree? You couldn't, because we got it off the Experimental Synthesizer. Synthesizer, you have to play the card that turn. The, what are they getting here? They get Mystic Forge. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Lighted Stage, you can wait an extra turn. You have to cast the Synthesizer card immediately. Then they get Expedition Map, get their tower, play Mystic Forge. They have 2 cards in their hand, though. 1 card in their hand. Can they get the last card out of there? Spellskite from the top of the library. Spellskite is kind of a disaster against my plan of top decking Shattering Spree. That being said, we still have some life left. Oh, damn it. Well, a little bit less life in... Whoops, sorry. I don't know why I forgot about the Chalice. Guess we keep the Bauble. Oh no, there's a Chalice on 0, damn it. I don't know, these are 2 0-mana Surveils, but I should have bottomed one. Sorry, chat. Falling apart. We were bound to get Chalice at least one time. Do you have a couple more Shattering Sprees in the deck? Although they could potentially be exiled underneath the Bomat here. And then, but with this Mystic Forge, it's just going to be so difficult to... so difficult to outdraw my opponent. In fact, I think I'm just going to pack it in. Prison Tron too good, huh? Feels bad to lose to the deck, the Prison Tron deck with 4 Shattering Sprees in the sideboard, but they played pretty well. I didn't play that well, and we did get Chalice game 1. You're welcome. Playing against Kahira, the Orphan Guard. I forgot to GL HF the last opponent. I feel bad. Play the good version paper with my faves. Yeah, that deck is like really, really fun. So I injured my hand yesterday, and I have to like play a paper Magic tournament tomorrow. And I've played paper Magic tournaments with like cuts on my fingers in the past, and like, you know, small injuries like this. It's just always a pain in the ass. I guess maybe bobbling myself here is correct, because I'll know, like, obviously for the shuffle with the fetch land, but I also know maybe like I just want like Bomat Courier the card. I think I might want to Bomat Courier the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, RCQ. And then I've got a Magic Online tournament on Sunday too. yeah, pain in the fingers. Yeah, practice shuffling. It's gonna be a bit obnoxious. It'll be fine. Esper Charm entered the exile zone to March of Otherworldly Light. How'd I hurt myself? So, I was doing a dog transfer yesterday. I was dog sitting. Dogs were not getting along with Athena, so the friend who we were dog sitting for, his brother picked them up. And then the leash that they were on was one of those, like, you have to lock them in, and they have like 40 feet of like leash for some reason. I don't know. I've never really liked those. Breeding Pool 2 in the Esper Charm deck. I've never really liked them, whatever, who cares. But Esther had the dog on the leash, and so I thought that the I thought that the dogs were secured. I thought the package were secured, but so I opened the door and then the dog sprinted away, and so I like grabbed the leash and I got like a really nasty friction burn and like lost like most of the skin, or some of the skin on a finger. But I'll be okay after a couple days. Thankfully it could have been a lot worse. The dog was like, the dog's bigger than Athena. It's like a lab husky mix. Very, very strong. Ending the Bomat. So I can sack the Bomat Courier to get Lightning Bolt Mystery card, which I think is correct, since it gives me immediate Delirium. Yeah, I really don't like those leashes either. I like when I got Athena, that was like the leash that was given to us by like the family I got Athena from, and I did not care for it very much. So he's a rope leash now. Probably gonna graveyard Galvanic Blast at this point in the game. Love to see an Experimental Synthesizer. Keep a Bauble. Experimental Synthesizer is... I just love this card so freaking much. Find somebody who loves you like I love Experimental Synthesizer. Brady did 22 months, appreciate you. Yeah, for small dogs. For small dogs, definitely much better. Okay. Channeler getting exiled here. Probably happy enough to just fire off the bolts. Probably put this Bauble away. Try to brew with Kodath Rebirth Synthesizer. I don't think Rebirth is particularly good. It's maybe not particularly bad either, but I you know, it's not a direction that I would necessarily recommend going. Alright, we're a burn deck, so I think getting my opponent down to 3 life is something we're pretty incentivized to do. Now, Lightning Bolt and... Would they have Solitude? They do have Solitude. Solitude pitch Emperor. I guess this is going to have to be okay. Wait, they pitched Emperor over Kihira. I guess because they can't cast the Emperor? Now we know which the real strongest card is in this deck. I can potentially Pyrite Spellbomb the Kihira. I think that's what I'll do. Then I'll probably Blood Token away the Mountain end of turn. Could have blooded it in response. I guess. I don't know that I don't think I necessarily wanted to blood this away. I think the Sokenzan as uncounterable 2/2s, 2/1/1s with haste is not too bad on this board, actually. I might keep the Blood Token in hand and play for the Construct Token as well. I think I'm just going to try to put them up to 1 here. And then, now that they're a 1, I guess I should have sacked the Blood Token before playing my land, but it'll be okay. Yeah. I agree that Esper Charm with the Breeding Pool is super greedy. I'll say this too, like, if Esper control pilots, I know you're all in here. I know you're all in here. I think, I'm of the opinion that, like, Fatal Push is better than Prismatic Ending in Modern right now. Like, with the prevalence of Ledger Shredders, like I think Push is better against Murktide, it's better against Shadow, it's better against, it's about equal against Hammer. Maybe Ending is a little bit better, but it's almost like, Ending is definitely better post-board, but at game 1, I think it's kind of close. And, Push is better against, Omnath too, I think. That's also maybe close, but, well, Ending can hit, like, Wrenn and 6 into Fairy, maybe it kind of depends on the deck, but I'm like, pretty high on Fatal Push at the moment. I would recommend playing it over, like if you're, like, maybe do, like, 3 push 2 Ending, or 4 push 2 Ending, or 3/3, or something like that. But if you're playing Esper Control, I would definitely have Push in the mix. Probably not sideboarding too heavily here. I could potentially play a Needle over a Pyrite Spellbomb. It's probably fine. I'm here. Yeah, I know all the Esper Control players are here. If I had to pick a deck tomorrow with almost no practice, would I choose Burn or Grixis Shadow? For almost no practice, I would definitely pick Burn. Grixis Shadow is one of the more mentally taxing decks to play, and there's going to be a lot of spots where you're going to feel like you need to have experience to know what to do. Oh, sorry, I meant to make this swap. If I'm low ending right now, does it mean it's time for Aether Vial decks to shine? I've been playing a lot of Aether Vial decks and having success with them lately. I mean, the reality is that, like, I don't think that Prismatic Ending ever completely pushed Aether Vial decks out of the format. I feel like that Merfolk and Humans specifically have been, like, viable, reasonable decks for a long time. But I've been messing around with, like, Jun Sack with Aether Vial, that green-white Titania Celestial Kirin deck. I thought it was a pretty good Vial deck, too. We had back-to-back 4-1s with this deck. I thought this list was really interesting. Yeah, I agree. Fury's always been, I think, more of a hindrance to the tribal decks than Prismatic Ending. Which is why I like Humans and playing Burnington Forge Cinder, but whatever. What Pioneer deck would I recommend to try to beat Spirits? Apparently Phoenix is the best against Spirits. I think Phoenix Mono Red. Would one Ox of Agonis be reasonable here at DRC? I mean, like most chat suggestions, the suggestion of raising the mana curve with a cool card draw engine is very easy to suggest. But I'm of the opinion with Din of the Bugbear, Urza Saga, Light of the Stage, Experimental Synthesizer, Jegantha, Bomat Courier. I have plenty of card draw, and I'm not that interested in the Ox of Agonis. Oh, and you lose Jegantha with the Ox, which is not worth it. Jegantha's broken. I think I'm actually going to lead on the RC Bauble here. And then Bowman's kind of nice because I can cast it off of the Saga, but I think just graveyarding for Delirium is also fine. I kind of am interested in drawing like another red source. So they're drawing Spreading Seas. Well, so I guess I'm going to try to hold this Urza Saga if I can. Although if they Spreading Seas my mountain, it's also kind of bad. It's maybe even worse for me, funny enough. Okay, so let me see if I can connect with the Channeler and cast Light Up the Stage. That'd be great. Better if it resolves, I guess. Does resolve, and we find another red source, thankfully. And then we could trade this Saga for Spreading Seas, I guess. Black, Red, Mid-Range, or Mayhem Devil decks are also very good. Yeah, I think the Mayhem Devil matchup's weird, because like Mayhem Devil specifically is really good against Spirits. But if Spirits can counter it, or if the Sacrifice player doesn't draw it, the matchup's like definitely a lot harder for Sacrifice. I guess you guys for food for this weekend, or did game one Carnage Dream Hack inflict too much psychic damage? I'm definitely considering it. I do think that big mana decks are going to be more popular than they were at Dream Hack. I'm like the only big mana deck that Esper Food has like an okay matchup against though is like specifically Titan without Karn, which is most Titan decks, whatever. But I'm not sure that I want to play it this weekend because big mana has been on the general uptick. Big mana, like in my area, I usually find when big mana is popular on Magic Online, it's like very popular in paper, which is why I think I'm just gonna lock in Rakdos for this weekend, where I do generally like my big mana matchup with Rakdos, and I think I can feel pretty good about that decision. I think I'll keep the Saga on top because I can play it off the... Or the Bomat because I can play it off the Saga right now. Then I don't think I'm playing the Treasure Token to play the Epicure. But I will keep a Synthesizer. Which Rakdos version am I running? Very similar to the one I've been playing. The one without DRC, the one with Liliana, main deck Voidwalker. And I think that I'm going to try to play Dragon's Claw over Collective Brutality. I haven't done as much testing of that matchup as I would want to, but I think that Dragon's Claw is a little bit better than Brutality. I was also like considering a 1-1 split, but it's definitely a conversation. where the popular big mana decks on MTGO. Weirdly enough, red-green Valakut is the most popular, I think, or like one of the most popular. But Tron, red-green Valakut are all I would say like relatively popular at the moment, since the 4-color Omnet deck is you know, people are, I think, starting to metagame it against it actually, rather than just complain on Reddit nonstop. I think I'm just gonna play it kind of slow, play an Epicure pass. Yeah, but red-green Wish Titan Shift has been super popular, which is really cool to see. Really cool to see that deck make a comeback. It was part of like Modern's identity for so long. Fishes prevent greed, calls are better. Yeah. Think about the paper metagame versus online. In other words, do you change card deck choice to play online versus IRL? Not really, because like there's no like, you know, all the decks are the same, if that makes sense, on Magic Online. There's just like maybe like a more random distribution of them. In my experience, I've said this a few times lately, but in my experience, paper Magic often kind of looks like a weird pale reflection of Magic Online. It's like maybe like a week or two behind the Magic Online metagame, but it is it's not like in paper there's like a Heliod combo deck and all of a sudden you have to like hedge for a matchup that exists in paper, not Magic Online. There's like, you know, maybe some people are on weird random brews and stuff, but okay, so yeah, I'm going to play the Channeler, because if they go Verdict, I can just Shrapnel Blast untapped into the Bugbear them. Yeah, maybe or Ragavan them. Yeah, maybe some people are on like weird brews and stuff, but for the most part, that's like just not like what you're expecting to see. You're expecting to see like the same matchups, just like a more weird matchup spread. I was gonna play mono red grid next week against Syracuse. How do you think it would fare against the big mana increase? I mean, it's not terrible, but I feel like this version is certainly a lot better against the big mana decks. So I may recommend playing this one. I was probably supposed to main phase this Shrapnel Blast, but if they counter this, they're like super dead on the backswing too, so we should be okay. Is Kaya's Guile? It is Kaya's Guile. Second creature gain 4, so they're dead. I guess they have Solitude. Yeah, Modern staple Kaya's Guile. 2-1, beating Green Tron, losing to Prison Tron, then beating Esper Control. No lands, probably taking a mulligan. Gonna keep this hand. We are gonna be able to enable Metalcraft here. My opponent's playing Jegantha the Wellspring, so this is most likely to be Grixis Shadow, and as my sensei Andrea Mengucci has been saying, Urza Saga is unbeatable game 1 for Grixis Shadow. How do you think Boros Stoneblade deck would play in today's meta? I think it'd be fine. I've recently played like a slightly updated version, Splashing Blue for Teferi, Time Raveler, and Spell Pierce. I thought that list was pretty reasonable. Yeah, so in this matchup, game 1 against Grixis Shadow, I'm really going to prioritize making a lot of Saga tokens. Post-board, dress down, Alpine Moon get in the mix. Saga's a lot worse. In fact, I was kind of wanting to do what I was thinking about doing with Esper Food, which was against decks with a lot of Saga hate, playing... against decks with a lot of Saga hate, playing... like an extra land or 2 in the sideboard, like the 4th din of the Bugbear in the sideboard, and like I can cut like 2 Urza Sagas or something. And you may still see me do that, but I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet. But it has exiled Unholy Heat to Expressive Iteration. So if they just pass I should just pass priority back, right? Because they lose the Unholy Heat. If I guess it's not so. No, I would rather them fetch and use the mana, rather than me not use the mana and kill my Construct token. Shadow Spear on the side is wild. I don't think so. Like, this is an aggro deck, and Shadow Spear is like a pretty like mid-rangey defensive card. I've been like much closer to like sideboarding Shadow Spear in a lot of lists too. I know the burn is like somewhat popular at the moment, but this list also has like a painless mana base and can like race bird without too much trouble, I think. I think I'm pretty happy with the sideboard. Okay, probably getting Springleaf Drum here. And then we're pretty likely to hit off the synthesizer. Definitely count that as a hit. Gives evasion. Trample is like a little different from evasion for sure. I think it's not worth playing. If you think it's worth playing, play it. Problem with the 5 months. Appreciate you. Any tips for playing the Hammer Time matchup as Red Black Rock? It's been kicking my butt lately. It's been kind of kicking my butt lately too, which is weird because historically I've liked it a lot. I know like losing Luris was certainly a hit, but I didn't expect it to be this much of a hit, I guess. I mean, I'm playing 3 Engineered Explosives in the sideboard. I'm playing so let me just double check the sideboard. Yeah, so I have 3 Engineered Explosives, the Needle, the Alpine Moon, the Terminate. It's hard to dedicate like a 7th sideboard card, but like I think maybe playing like the 2nd Kolaghan's Command in the main over 3rd Liliana would also go a really long way towards improving the matchup, so that could be something to consider doing too. I think I'm actually gonna just commit to playing Saga, then cast Light Up the Stage. Yeah, they also lost Luris. That's definitely true. Okay, so I can just hold up this bolt. I don't need to bolt right now. Gonna save the Bauble to not get discarded as well. Yeah, maybe I'll play 2nd Kolaghan's Command of the main, although I feel like that hurts like, a lot of other matchups like 4-color Omnath and Titan. But it maybe just is fine. Probably shouldn't overthink it too much. I just kind of hate Kolaghan's Command against Omnath, though. Okay, so I've got a lot of looks at another burn spell. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to bobble my opponent here. Love that they have a Thoughtseize on top. Bolt them. Get a Surveil, get to draw 2 cards, have Urza Saga, have a Saga Experimental Synthesizer. Probably can't afford to put back a Channeler here. Red Black already gets destroyed by a good 4-color pilot. I think the matchup's like somewhat close, but Omnath is definitely favored. And I like surprisingly enough, like this is one kind of funny thing lately is like there's been I feel like a lot of like trash talking specifically Liliana of the Veil lately, and like how like Liliana is like so embarrassing in a metagame of 4-color, but I actually kind of feel like Liliana is great against 4-color. It's like it pressures the Yorion really well. It's really good against Omnath. It helps you keep up in cards. It's like, dude, Thoughtseize Ragavan, very bad hits for Charm. Like Liliana is like quietly one of the best cards in the matchup besides Turok Voidwalker. It's like probably the 3rd best. Not that it's like 3 mana win the game, but it's like kind of like the best 3-drop you can play. So they hit a Channeler off their iteration. Do I still have the Pyrite Spellbomb? I do. Gonna be a fancy win. But looks sweet. How's it going? It's been going pretty well. We're 2-1, about to be up a game. My playtesting has been going well too. So I'll just very fancy main deck Pyrite Spellbomb. +1's bad versus Rin. Yeah, but I don't know, Rin is just like always so nasty. That's true though. That's true. Like the card's not unbeatable, but I do think it's an important tool in the matchup, and I really like having a 3rd copy there. There's a local RCQ Regional Championship qualifier this weekend in paper, and then there's a Magic Online one on Sunday. And I'm gonna play both. I'm gonna stream the one on Sunday. It's gonna be a busy weekend for me. I think I'm going to play the Relic of Progenitus over the Pyrite Spellbomb and click submit. Or would that go against big mana with the deck that will need 2 Alpines? Yeah, I think so. You're a burn deck. Burn typically is pretty good against specifically Tron. Maybe this deck is weaker against Titan. But Tron is also like Tron and Valakut are way more popular than like Amulet Titan at the moment. Excuse me. So if this was game 1, I would almost definitely, I think, play Saga turn 2 this game. Post board against an opponent who's got Dress Down, Alpine Moon. I'm like way more likely to hold it till turn 3. I also think I'm interested in trying to find room for the 4th Den of the Bugbear on the side. And then like siding out Sagas in this matchup, some number of Sagas. Okay, here I think I'm just going to main phase the blast so I don't get got by Spell Pierce, which does get brought in sometimes. And then I can go fetch Mountain, Ragavan Channeler probably, or maybe Bomat. I'll discard the Bauble. And then maybe I'll just play Ragavan Bomat actually this turn. Again, same reasoning for not playing the Saga this turn. Although maybe playing the Saga this turn is better because I get a Relic faster against the Kroxa. I did the Junkoko deck yesterday pretty well. I think we were 3-2, 4-1, 4-1. So, very good record on the day. Okay. Do I channel Sokenzan this turn? I think I do. The 1/1s are actually pretty good at this matchup. And the next turn I can go Channeler Saga potentially. Or although I'll play the Channeler if they don't kill my Ragavan, but I'm kind of expecting them to. Net, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you as well. Yes. Ragavan dead, but I got the channel. How could they not play around it there? So definitely hoping that my opponent can't Kroxa this turn. If they Kroxa next turn, it's probably okay. Looks like they can. So I can discard the Channeler and be better if I draw a land, or I can discard the Saga and be better if I draw a spell. The Channeler is really strong here, though, and I could even draw, like, a burn spell and be relatively happy. I could also, like, if I don't draw a land, I'll probably go, like, Channeler, Bomat Sack. Although here, pretty happy to draw the bolts. I could put my opponent to 1. Put my opponent to 1. I think I'm just gonna main phase the bolts. Another Channeler. I think I'm just graveyarding non-burn spells at this point. Not again, think with 3 months. Sorry, I already said that. Sorry, I'll never thank you twice again. Yes, I'm not sure what I would play the 4th Den over. It's probably either 2nd Pyrite Spellbomb or 3rd effectively. It's probably fine. Let's not play like 3 for the Sanctifiers. Because I think that I value being able to go down like 2 Urza Sagas in these kind of matchups pretty high. Put in the 2 with tokens for Spellbomb. I set it out Spellbomb. Not sure if I was supposed to, but I typically don't like it that much against Grixis Shadow. But it is good when you have Urza Saga and your opponent's at, 2 life. Or 1 life. We're on a similar deck that also ran Boom Bust, Cracked Earth, a couple Chromatic Stars. Yeah, that was a deck that like was kind of popping up back when Luris was legal. I've never been a huge fan of it, to be honest. Put him to 1 makes another Bomat lethal. Yeah, but also like if they can't kill my Bomat, then like this Bomat is an Ancestral Recall, which is also probably lethal. Although maybe just putting them to 1 is just too good here. I think you could make a good argument either way. And they just iteration concede. Opponent gets this with the GG. At least. I'm going to try to keep this on the draw. In my local area, finding like random commons and uncommons the day of or the day before a big tournament has been basically impossible from stores. The stores have been like just like not stocked up at all. The Pio Burn Precon is Courier live to stage. Good, good. That's a great tip. Yeah, I own like I have the expensive cards. It's just like the random commons and commons. I'm not sure where they are, but I know where the expensive ones are. Like the last thing we don't have unpacked from the move is my magic stuff. It's all like sprawled out on a table still. It's not like put away. All right. Okay, I think I should be happy enough to play Bomat Courier. And they're pretty unlike if they could have a burn spell, obviously, but if they don't have a burn spell, then we can cast Light Up the Stage. Oh, we can cast Light Up the Stage either way, right? Because if they crack the delta, then that turns on Spectacle for us. Only gonna get one a 1/4 off the Light Up the Stage. Befriend a Cardwell in the area has cards. I could get the cards. I know I have a lot of friends in the area. I have plenty of friends, okay? Weird timing on the removal spell. Where the pro cons versus traditional burn. Well, this deck, like every single other deck, deck in any format ever, it's always a question of like power level versus consistency. In my opinion, I think the added power level in this deck and synergies outweigh the diminished consistency that you get when you compare this to traditional burn. It's maybe a little early to declare that for sure, but that's again just a trade-off of power level versus consistency. Alright, down to 17. It's got 3 cards in their hand. It's really bad if I Experimental Synthesizer and don't hit a spell. Although I guess if I hit a land, I still have plenty of lands to play. And this gets me an artifact in play for the Shrapnel Blast. Urza's Saga is very interesting draw here. I guess I'm playing that, just losing the Light Up the Stage lands and preparing for a slightly longer game. If this was a sideboard game, I don't know how much I'd prioritize the Urza Saga. Seems fine here. Could make a power level versus consistency, a Spikeling drinking game. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that would be pretty fun. This deck also plays more like a mid-range than burn. I don't know. I mean, it definitely has like the ability to like outgrind a lot of opponents, right? Because you are playing Light of the Stage, Experimental Synthesizer, Urza Saga, Den of the Bugbear. But I would definitely categorize this deck as an aggro deck. I don't feel like categorizing this deck as a mid-range deck is super accurate, but it is definitely one of the most grindy mid-range decks I've ever played. Yeah, it does seem like a Murktide might be showing up soon, which is a bit bad for me, especially because I don't have Shadow Spear or Relic main deck. Yeah, categorizing deck archetypes is always kind of a fruitless conversation, maybe. They consider here, plays Island. One, two, three, four, five, six. Seen any other deck with Murktide besides blue-red? Murktide is definitely at its best in blue-red. It's kind of hard to find a shell that's better. I've played a few different, non-blue-red Murktide decks, though. They exist. Aside from Timpa, what other Vapid terms do you encounter Magic players using? Well, I mean, the biggest issue when it comes to like Magic conversations is that I think we as Magic players use way too much hyperbole. It's players like, they describe 45, 55 matchups as being, like it is very common to hear a matchup like that, like described as completely unwinnable, and that kind of language, like the amount of hyperbole when it comes to discussing Magic in general is just it's kind of out of control. I would say. Okay, so I think I'm just going to main phase Shrapnel Blast, then Saga Synthesizer. Can guess anything I draw, including that. Although, not too much I can cast off this synthesizer, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's better to cast Light Up the Stage there. Not 100% sure. Yeah. Like, yeah, everything when talking about Magic, it's like either unplayable or broken, and a lot of trash talk in general. Just say you lose to 4 color, no, it's a bad matchup, get lucky as part of Magic, but we don't try to play to rely on luck. Yeah. I don't know, in conversations in life in general, nuances kind of a rare thing, maybe. Okay, we're gonna need to hit multiple burn spells here. We have a few looks. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we've got any outs at this point. I guess we could hit like exactly Shrapnel Blast off the Bomat into no, I don't think there's anything. Tough stuff. Down a game against Murktide. Murktide matchup's maybe not that good here. At least with this configuration. I'm gonna bring in, my plan for today was just bring in a relic for the Pyrite Spellbomb and try to like race Murktide with the burn spells. I think I'm gonna stick to that for this match, and being mono red, I don't think that we have too many more options besides like trying to overload more on Graveyard Hate like Relic. But I feel like that plan is not as good now that they have access to all these shredders. We'll see. The matchup also may end up being better than I expected it to be. I put 30k on your head. Well, the match isn't over yet. I have like the smallest amount of faith that we can win. I thought you were a believer. You were a believer 10 minutes ago, huh? Most hobbies with internet followings are dominated by polarizing takes. I would say that that's pretty accurate, yeah. I wish it wasn't the case. Probably not super realistic to expect that to change anytime soon, though. Yeah, Jegantha in the deck to discard to Bomat. No way they ever block anything besides Ragavan here, right? This archetype was called Zap. I mean, I liked the alliteration of 8 Blast Bomat Burn. I thought that was a pretty good title. The crochet community is fiercely polarized. I bet they are. Could Swiss Spear replace monkeys for budget reasons? It could, yeah. Like Ragavan is, I think, really important for the artifact synergies, but I think if the difference is like not getting to play it or playing with Swiss Spear, I think playing with Swiss Spear is probably fine. Too bad we didn't draw a Lightning Bolt or Galvanic Blast. Maybe we can draw one now. Another Shrapnel Blast. Well, I'm gonna just attack with both, likely get the trade in again. Yeah, I agree this deck is really cool. I've been working on it for a long time. Like so we had the Aether Grid deck, right, with Manufactor, Aether Grid, 8 Blasts with Asmo Cookbook. And I really wanted to play Experimental Synthesizer. I thought that card was like sorely missing in the other list. And I also thought that, a more aggressive version of the deck in general seemed pretty enticing. And when I cut and then Synthesizer was just so bad with the Asmo version. I was playtesting that some. And then Hayashi posted the list with 4 Bormats. It's pretty different from this list. I don't think he's playing Shrapnel Blast even, but the Bomats, I wanted both a cheap artifact and a cheap creature, and Bomat being both, and also a card that works well in like the burn archetype was just exactly what the deck needed. Okay, Shredder and Channeler. Yeah, happy Canada Day. Okay, Saga token. I think we're probably gonna do a Saga token. Ooh. I was thinking I was gonna cast the Epicure, but Bolting the Shredder seems pretty nice. And then, do I want to trade Bomat Courier for Dragon Rage's Channeler? I think no. I think I don't. Especially because it opens up the constructs to a Lightning Bolt, and they're just chumping well. Warning Destructo. This is deck 180 Ramming Up Ruins. So, you could play Ramming Up Ruins. We already have a lot of utility lands with Saga, Shinka, Sokenzan, Den of the Bugbear. And I'm also choosing to play Scalding Tarn for Mishra's Bauble and Dragon Rage's Channeler, and I think that those are more relevant than Ramming Up Ruins. And then you need the fetchables for Scalding Tarn. So the decision point would either be playing Ramming Up Ruins over like the Scalding Tarns. How important is Shinka? I mean, I would never play this deck without Shinka. The Shinka costs you so little to just like let your like Ragavans win like some combat steps they wouldn't otherwise. And then you also do have Jegantha. Not that that's the most relevant, I guess, either. But I would never leave home without it. Ooh, lethal. But I mean, if you're asking for like budget reasons, you don't own a Shinka, then like it's not going to lose you many percentage points. If you're going to be budgeting this deck out over some time or something, the very last card I would buy is Shinka. Here's Hayashi's latest list. I thought I saw the. Okay, I didn't see this one. Yeah, so Hayashi's playing Swift Spear over DRC. Hayashi's also playing 20 lands, or 24 lands. I'm playing 18. Although I am playing a Springleaf Drum. Hayashi's playing Searing Blaze over... Wait, why is Hayashi only playing two fetch lands in the DRC? Or sorry, no, not playing DRC, but in the Searing Blaze deck. Maybe that's fine. Searing Blaze. I'm playing Shrapnel Blast. Hayashi's playing Searing Blaze. He's playing 4 Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm playing Light Up the Stage. Oh, Hayashi also like just never leaves home without 4 main deck relics too. I just feel like that's a bit overkill. I think we have to keep this. Sideboard is also like incredibly different too. Why 4 of Smashing? I mean, Hayashi's just like addicted to these kinds of cards. I think that Shadow Skull Smashing like lowers your overall win percentage by a decent amount. To be honest, I think it's like you are very, very rarely casting it to remove creatures, and you're gonna be bolting yourself more often, and just lowering your win percentage, dude. Good RNG on the packs here today. Very likely that my opponent has a removal spell, so I think I'll lead on a Channeler here. Yeah, Hayashi loves to play like 24 lands in these kind of decks. One of Smashing seems solid. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's also like I like Shrapnel Blast deals more damage, closes out games really well, and then you get to play Jegantha too. And listen, I know that this has become a Jegantha propaganda stream lately, but Jegantha is just broken, and if you could just make 1 or 2 deck building decisions that lets you play Jegantha, you should probably do it. Like I think Shrapnel Blast is better than Searing Blaze, although maybe Hayashi doesn't have as many artifacts. He's not playing Epicure. But Jegantha is just so broken. Crush about every 5 of those similarities. Yeah, a lot of people working on the archetype for sure. Am I being dead ass? I would never use that word. But yes. Okay, opponent reveals Spiral of Canal to Iteration. Do you have a 3rd 1-mana removal spell? They don't. They do have a Ragavan, though. Sorry, I was probably supposed to blast on my upkeep, but I guess I'll lead on a Synthesizer now. I think I graveyard this. Maybe I just want to get the value by hitting something off the Synthesizer, but I guess I'm happy enough to find the Lightning Bolt now. I think I don't want another Ragavan at this point in the game. Play my Saga, attack for 1. Opponent's got 4 cards in their hand. Kind of hoping that they don't Murktide me this turn. Maybe we can beat a Murktide next turn. This turn would be pretty tough. We get Delirium off the Shrapnel Blast, though. Could double blast a Murktide potentially, I guess. Second copy of Expressive Iteration. And they get to Unholy Heat my Channeler now. 5 cards still in their hand. We'll see if they have a land for this turn. Land, but no play after that. So we draw for turn. Take up the Saga, play Mountain, pass. Aren't Seasoned Pyromancer way better than this list with Jegantha Fable? I'll take a look. I mean, this list looks, I think, pretty goofy in general. Just, I don't know. I agree Seasoned Pyromancer would be better than Fable. You do get to keep Jegantha. It's probably somewhat close. So probably getting Bomat Courier. A bit worried about Dress Down, though. So am I still getting Bomat Courier? They had Dress Down. They probably would have used it already. Maybe not. But they have a counterspell. Okay. I guess I should just get the Relic. Yeah, I guess I actually just have to blast Galvanic, so I can also pop the Relic, not get the value from the Shrapnel Blast. So they're going to have 5 cards in their hand next turn. I'm going to sack my Relic. Helping prevent a Murktide. The Synthesizer to go with the Shrapnel Blast. They're still at 18 though. Another Synthesizer is a great top deck. Really, really good draw. You know, this is kind of always the classic question when you're playing Burn. Like, do you need to be playing a more aggressive game plan or a more like controlling game plan? I think we have to try to win the long Grandy game now. Did think Counterspell is somewhat likely here, but I wanted to, like, you know, if they didn't have Counterspell, not let them connive. But here I'm definitely gonna cast this. They get their connive, as long as we don't hit exactly Shrapnel Blast or Light at this stage, we can cast whatever we hit here. Lightning Bolt, which is not too helpful now that this is 4 toughness, but I'll just bolt them. They've got 3 cards, drawing up to 4. They discarded Fury, which either means that they like really wanted to prioritize getting a counter on Shredder, which certainly worked out well for them here, or through 3rd iteration. Or their hand is really, really good. And this is definitely a sign that their hand is really, really good. Ooh, Shrine of Burning Rage is a pretty interesting option. I think Dragon Spark Reactor sucks. I've seen Doomwake. I've seen a lot of Doomwake Copium Dragon Spark Reactor streams, and it's just like always looks so bad to me. I don't know, dude. I am not a believer. Okay, probably another counterspell up this turn. Gonna try again though. Alright, get your stupid connive. And my Pro Shredder and Blue Red are all about the DRC. We have this conversation all day, every day. It's like the only thing we talk about on the stream anymore. What is the best split of creatures in Murktide? The reality is that Ledger Shredder, DRC, Ragavan, Murktide Region are all phenomenal cards, and there is no wrong way to. There's no wrong split. There's no. You can play any combination of 12 to 14 of those cards, and your deck's going to be good. I think I would definitely be playing some number of Shredders. I think I like 4 DRC, 4 Ragavan, 3 Shredder, 3 Murktide, personally. But, again, it's just so close. CD through the 9 months, appreciate you. play bad decks. This is SIDEBOARD. Yeah, you can post the list in the channel. Take a look. Mason suggests a podcast. Felt Shredder made the deck play worse against 4-color. Any merit to that? My experience playing Shredder against 4-color is I think I'm like 4-0 against 4-color with Shredder in Murktide. That being said, like I don't know, because like I don't know. I think that Shredder is better against 4-color than DRC or Ragavan are individually. It's more immune to Rin and 6. It helps you filter and find those really, really important counter spells, which are how you leverage your like lower mana curve against 4-color Omnath and win the matchup. It is 2 mana, so maybe that makes it harder to like leverage the mana advantage. But in my experience, I was beating 4-color way more when I had Shredder in my deck. But I also like I can't necessarily even explain why that was the case though, because I didn't feel like adding 4 Shredders to the deck just all of a sudden made the matchup phenomenally good or anything. But I like the no Ragavan version of Murktide that I was playing was like undefeated against 4-color. Probably not taking it home this game, huh? Pack it on. Alright, hard fought. 3-2 first league though. Feeling good about the deck. Let's go ahead and run it back. Maybe we won't punt against Prisontron. I really want to play this deck against 4-color too. Oh, hold on. I wanted to cut the